Hey sewing friends. So last week I was working on a toile for the Cashmerette Kinnison dress. Now this is a Cashmerette Club pattern, so you need to be a club member in order to download the pattern. And I looked at the instructions and I looked at the pattern pieces, and it's a pretty simple dress to make. It's not really complicated. So I decided to make a wearable toile rather than a muslin. And so here is my wearable toile. I'm sure you've seen this fabric before. It is a Ditsy print from Lady McElroy, and it is a viscose. I think 100% viscose. Now I wanted to make this pattern mainly because of the silhouette of the dress. It has elastic here at the waist and then it's sort of a flare out of a skirt. And the reason I wanted that is because I've gained a little bit of weight during tax season. You know, not only is it stressful, but they brought lunch into us like every day and they provided us snacks and all. And so I put on a little bit of weight. And so I thought having something that would cinched at the waist, because a fit and flare is a good look for me. So this, as I said, it has elastic at the waist, and then I thought with the skirt, kind of gives the hips and the tummy some breathing room. And then, yeah, because I was beginning to feel a little uncomfortable, both physically and mentally, in some of the clothes that I was wearing, because again, they were a little bit snug, and I don't think anyone feels comfortable in snug clothes. And I'm not talking about fitted snug, I'm talking about too small snug. And the dog wants in, so hold on just a moment. So last video I had shown you how I had located the apex on the pattern, and based on the measurements that I took, that I felt I needed to lower the dart about an inch, inch and a quarter. And I think that was a good call, because I know you can't really see the bust dart, the seam, but if you were to follow the seam the bust, it would point right here, right at my apex. So if I hadn't have lowered the dart, the bust darts would have been up high, a little high. So yeah, I think I'm really going to use that method going forward when I'm looking at my pattern pieces, just identifying where my apex is and then adjusting the pattern accordingly. So I think that was a good call. I also did a small sway back adjustment on the pattern before sewing up this toile. And normally, because this has the pattern naturally has a center back seam, usually it's an easy call to do a sway back adjustment. But this one I had to think a minute or two, and this is the reason why. Okay, here is the bodice top, or the back bodice top, and here is the skirt. Normally, when I do a sway back adjustment, I would go ahead and find kind of the waist, which would be right here where it goes in. See how it sort of goes in here? And I would go half. Let's say I want to do an inch and a half, then I would measure 3/4 inch down from here and 3/4 inch down there. That would be if this was one piece. But these are two separate pattern pieces. So I had to decide, do I want to do the adjustment on the skirt part or on the bodice part? And I chose to do it on the bodice part. Okay, so here's the bodice back, and what I want to do is I want to remove length from the center back without taking length off from the side. So I just can't, cut it off or fold it up, because that would take length off of the side as well. So I decided I want to do an inch and a half, and I would go ahead and use this line as my measuring line. So I went ahead and cut in to the seam allowance. So you mark your seam allowance, which happens to be 1/2 inch. You can kind of see it there, but it's basically the next size down. And I would cut into there, but not through, and then I would cut all the way across to it, creating a hinge. Then with the hinge on the side, I've measured up 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to go ahead and move this up 1.5 inches, and then tape it down. And that way I have removed length from the center back, but I have left my side seam the same. And that's how you would do a sway back adjustment when you have a center back seam. Now I did make a little bit of an error when making this, and it's causing the elastic here to be probably about 3/4 of an inch higher than normal. And so normally it would probably be a little bit lower I think I would have preferred that, but you know, I didn't read the instructions. I went ahead and did it on my own. And then, excuse me, after I realized my error, I had actually serged the bodice and the skirt together. And you know how you serge, it cuts off. So, you know, the seam allowance is a 1/2 inch. So it cut off 1/2 inch. So when I went to do it again, that meant I had less, you know, a 1/2 inch on the top and the skirt. And so that's why it's a little bit high for my taste. I don't think it looks bad and it's not uncomfortable, but I think I would, when I make it the next time, I'll go ahead and bring it down. And I told you that I wanted to make it out of this really nice, I think it's nice, crepe de chine that I'd gotten from Stone Mountain and Daughters. I'm a little on the fence on this because this is just a very simple dress, but it's really comfortable. I was wearing it today and it is actually comfortable and it's a great dress for spring and summer. But because it's such a simple dress, I'm wondering, do I really want to use this crepe de chine on it? I mean, wouldn't this make an absolutely beautiful patina blouse or some sort of blouse? So I don't know. But you know, it would also make a very nice Kineton dress. So, you know, I should just go ahead and follow through with what I had originally thought. I do have in my stash a nice lining. This is a Habital, silk Habital that I got from Mood Fabrics. So I'll be able to line it as well. And yeah, I'm 90% sure I'll make another Kineton out of that rather than a patina blouse. But I just love that fabric. Then the other fabrics that I got when I went to Stone Mountain and Daughter, I'll show them to you. And oh, my dog wants out. So let me show you what I got. So I picked up this really lovely kind of, I don't know if you can see the blue. It's a kind of a navy blue, a dark blue linen. It's 100% linen. And I'm not sure, I think I have 2 yards of this. Now, let me see, it's kind of a heavier weight. I don't want to see, yeah, maybe a bottom weight. I don't know. I don't know why I bought that. I don't know what motivated me to reach on the shelf and pull that bolt down. So I don't know why I bought this and I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking maybe a nice blazer because, you know, it just so happens, and it's totally by accident, it wasn't by design at all. It just so happens that it kind of coordinates with this crepe de chine that I got. So I'm thinking maybe the Mariana blazer or the blazer, the Mariana blazer from Fabric Store Online. I don't know. It'll probably just sit in my stash until it comes to me what I should make with it. And again, I don't know why I bought it. Don't know what motivated me to grab that and have her cut it out. So the next thing I bought is kind of the same thing. Now, not well. The reason I actually drove to Stone Mountain and Daughter was because I wanted to look at their raw silks, because remember I told you I made my Haskell blouse out of a raw silk and I really like that fabric. So I wanted to get kind of an orangey color. And the reason why is because I have this kind of linen cotton blend here. It's a sage green and it has this orange stripe down, you know, in it. Now, originally I was going to make a shirt dress from one of my Talco magazines on it, but that has kind of come and gone. First of all, I don't think that this fabric would be the right weight for that dress. I think it's a little too heavy. And I don't know that I don't think I really want to wear that dress or make that dress. So I thought, oh, why don't I go ahead? What I thought, and what I've been thinking in my mind is I thought, oh, let's make a summer suit, like a linen suit for summer. But I wanted to do like Bermuda shorts and then kind of a jacket, not necessarily, like kind of little oversized, not necessarily the Heather blazer from Friday Pattern Company. I think that might be a little bit too big, but kind of that idea, kind of a blazer with some Bermuda shorts. And then I thought a nice tank top or sleeveless top would look really good underneath, and I thought like an orange. So I went online and they had I think 2 or 3 different oranges. One was like tangerine, the other was a carrot, and the other one was, I don't know what the name was. And so I really couldn't tell, and I didn't want to take a chance by ordering it and then having it arrive and have it clash or not be what I wanted. So I drove all the way to Stone Mountain and Daughter and was looking at it. And this is what I got. Is this bright or not? I mean, can you see me coming from a mile away wearing this? I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I know I wasn't thinking. Now, I think that it probably would go good together. See, I think they would match. But all I can say is that this is not me. It's not me. I don't think it's going to complement my skin tone. I don't think I don't even know that I would wear Bermuda shorts, that they would even look good on my short, kind of chubby legs. So I don't know. It's more fabric that I've bought without really giving it some thought that will sit in my stash until I decide what to do with it, or maybe sit there forever. I don't know. And that sort of gives me a segue into Me Made May. So there's two things I'm going to focus on for May, for Me Made May. The first thing is actually my health, because I do need to start paying more attention to it. I want to get rid of the pounds that I gained starting really back from last October through April. But this is a sewing channel, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But if you do want to follow that journey, I created a second channel for that, and that's called Life of Polly. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested in seeing how I'm making some adjustments to my daily habits to improve my health and mental well-being. But for Me Made May, the second half that I'm going to focus on, and I kind of got this idea from Christine Sews a Lot, because she mentioned in her Me Made May video that she was going to start journaling. And I want to start doing that because I realize that I have a lot of patterns and a lot of fabric that I've bought over the years that have really just been sitting in my closet or in my stash that I don't really feel I'm going to use, because after I get them home, I look at it and I don't like the color, or I don't like the fabric, or I don't like the pattern style, or maybe I have made it up, and after I made it up, I realized this doesn't look good on me. It makes my shoulders look too puffy, and with a big chest, it's not a good look for me. And so I want to be more mindful, and I think this is part of Me Made May too, that Zoe writes about or talks about, is being more mindful and more appreciative of the clothes that we make and trying to get more use out of them. So what I want to do with the journaling is take every item that I've made, take every item of clothing that's in my closet, and write down what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Because to be honest with you, I think the aesthetic that I like in fashion and what I enjoy wearing are on two opposite ends of the spectrum. Because I could literally live in a Concord tee and my Hudson joggers, but I don't always want to look like someone who's wearing a t-shirt and joggers. I kind of like a more sophisticated, more upscale aesthetic to my wardrobe. Gotta let the dog in, hold on. So I'm thinking to end the vicious cycle of purchasing patterns and fabric that I'm unhappy with inevitably, or that I don't like and I don't wear. I just want to look at every item that I have and write what I do like and don't like about it. So I'm thinking that by the end of the month, I will be able to sort of see more of a direction of, it seems like you really like this, Carol, and looks like, you like the look of this, but you really don't like wearing this. And it might help me focus on what it is about clothing and garments that I really do like. And it might help me define my style, and it might help me as far as deciding what patterns I want to spend my money on and how I want to build my wardrobe. Because starting in June, it's summer for me, and I'm going to be starting my summer wardrobe. And I think by maybe taking the time to reflect about what I really want out of my wardrobe, that I'll be able to, as I said, make a lot better decisions when it comes to purchasing patterns and purchasing fabric, so that I don't have a huge stack of fabric that's just going to sit there, or patterns that are just going to sit there and not get used, and hopefully I won't be wasting money that way going forward. So since my focus for Me Made May is to really try and define my style and define how I want to, what garments I want to start sewing and what fabrics I want to start purchasing to sew those garments with. And because I want to focus on my health and getting better, rather than Me Made May, I'm thinking of it more as Making Me May. I'm going to take a month to really do a lot of reflection and hopefully a lot of self-growth, so that when June comes, I can go ahead and just start sewing a summer wardrobe and have a much clearer idea of what I want to sew and what fabrics I want to buy, so that I just, as I said, don't create this vicious cycle of collecting patterns and collecting fabric. So those are my Me Made plans, or my Me Made May plans. Let me know what your plans are in the comments, because I'd love to know. And that's really all I have for right now. I hope that I will see you next time, guys. Bye.